Hello everyone. So today's topic is New Industrial Policy 1991. This is one of the topic from chapter 3, 12th Business Studies. Right? Government has announced one policy in 1991 by the name New Industrial Policy. Under this policy, mainly three terms were introduced in the market. Terms are like LPG, that stands for liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Let me explain one by one. Liberalization means removal of unnecessary barriers, right? Removal of licensing policy up to an extent, or simplifying the procedures. Now, why liberalization is done? This question arises. Liberalization is done under this policy so that maximum number of businessmen can enter into the market and customer needs can be satisfied. Right? Second term is privatization. Privatization means disinvestment from the public sector and welcoming the private entrepreneurs for the investment. I repeat, privatization means disinvestment from the public sector or disinvestment, the investment which is done by public, and welcoming the investment through private entrepreneurs. Now question arises, why privatization was done? Privatization was done just to increase the number of private entrepreneurs in the market and to increase the competition level. Now, the next term is globalization. Globalization means considering the whole world as a single market, or in other words, we can say trade among different nations, right? Globalization was done just to remove the scarcity of goods or to fulfill all kind of needs, right? This is about introduction part of New Industrial Policy 1991. Separate 3-mark question can be asked from this introduction part. Now let's move to the impact of NIP. Impact of NIP means when New Industrial Policy was introduced by government in 1991, so what effects came into the market or what changes are observed due to the introduction of NIP? Let us discuss one by one. First one is increase in competition. The competition level increased because number of entrepreneurs increased. Number of entrepreneurs increased means more and more businessmen entered into the market, so it was quite obvious to increase in the competition level. Right? Perfect competition situation arises in the market. Before 1991, there was no competition, or we can say less competition, but as the term introduced LPG, it increases the competition level. Next is more demanding customer. Customer became more demanding because their literacy level increased, their consciousness level increased, their concern towards the quality increased, right? And competition level increased in the market. Due to all these factors, customer became more demanding. Now they start demanding the things as per their taste or preference. They used to tell their preference or taste to the manufacturer so that accordingly manufacturer can produce the goods. Next is rapid change in the technological environment. Rapid means fast. What does it mean? That technology changes at a very fast pace. Day by day, newer and newer versions in the technology emerged, and the same changes businessmen need to adopt in their organization if they want to survive for the longer time period. Next is need for developing human resource. This point is given in respect to the previous point, that as technology will change, there will be a need to train the staff or employee who are working in an organization. So, the businessmen started developing their human resource, means they started providing training to the employees who are working in the organization. Next is change in the market orientation. Market orientation is an important term here. Before 1991, the market approach was producer oriented. I repeat, producer oriented means producer was the king of the market. But after the introduction of NIP in 1991, the orientation changed. Nowadays, the approach is customer oriented, means customer or consumer is considered as king of the market. So earlier the approach was producer oriented. After this, the approach changed to consumer oriented. This is also the major effect or impact which is observed. Now the last one is necessity for change. Adoption of change become necessary for the businessman, because if they will not adopt the changes, then they will not be able to grow or survive in the market. It's a very common statement that change is necessary for everybody. Change is necessary for everyone or for everybody or for each businessman. Right? What type of change? Change which is occurring in the surroundings. Right? So these all are the impact of NIP. Now move to the next slide. That is all about managerial response. Managerial response. Let me tell you what is the topic all about. This topic is about that how managers respond towards the changes. कि जो भी ये चेंजेस आए मार्केट में, उनके कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग मैनेजर्स ने किस तरह से रिस्पॉन्स किया. These points are given in this respect. Like first one is diversification. Diversification means increase in the size of the business. Increase in the size of the business. Right? So for businessman, now there was a scope to enter at international level also due to globalization. Means their size of the business increases. They were growing, their size of the business increases. Not only at national level, they can go for international level also due to globalization. So diversification taken place. Next is joint ventures. Joint venture means working together. Working together means when two or more than two firms will join their hands to work together. Then the term will be named as joint venture. It can be one Indian firm or one MNC. It can be one public firm or another can be private firm. Means in any way, two or more companies are merging. Then the situation will be of joint venture. So joint venture has also taken place after 1991. And joint venture decision was taken by the entrepreneurs just to strengthen themselves so that they can earn a good amount of profit. Next is brand building. Brand here means that entrepreneurs or businessmen become quality conscious. The simple fact is now consumer is the king of the market. Their taste and preference changes. They became more demanding. So it was the concern of the businessman to have a focus or emphasis on the quality of the products. Only then their image or goodwill will be maintained in the market. So brand here means quality conscious. Who became quality conscious? Entrepreneurs. Right? Next is use of latest technology. Day by day, newer and newer technologies entering into the market, and managers are adopting these changes in terms of technology. You can state example here of LIT and CIT. Nowadays, entrepreneurs believes in CIT, means technological phase is going on. Even consumers also like the products which are produced by advanced technology. Now the next one is improved compensation level. Compensation here means the remuneration which is paid to the employees in consideration of the work done. एम्प्लॉयज़ को जो भी पे किया जा रहा है in respect of their work, that amount is said as remuneration or compensation. Here the term is added improved, means their compensation level improved by the entrepreneurs after 1991, because now they started working on the technologies part, right? Next is focus on customer. Quite obvious it is. Consumer is the king. Customer is the king of the market. So the more focus of the entrepreneurs was on the customer rather than anything else. Now the next or last one is innovative distribution of selling techniques. Selling techniques here means what type of techniques are used to deliver the goods from manufacturer to consumers. So basically there are two techniques like direct and indirect. Direct means there is no role of middlemen. Like Amway is there. This company deals in the direct selling of the products. Many companies are there who deals or believes in direct selling. It depends upon the choice of entrepreneur or management that what kind of selling technique they will adopt. It can be like personal selling, it can be through their own outlets, or it can be through wholesalers or retailers. So managers innovate newer and newer techniques for the distribution of goods and services. This is all about that how managers respond towards the changes. This is all about New Industrial Policy 1991. Separate 6-mark question can be asked either on impacts or on the managerial responses. So prepare accordingly. Thank you.